Reading from Srimad Bhagavad-Gita. Today we are reading from chapter 1, verses 4, 5 and 6. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Vandeham Shri Guru Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsya. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So before we continue, I would like to seek the blessings of all you. I see very senior devotees here. So please bear with me any offenses for your blessings. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Yesterday, the text number 1.3 was not done. So,
was not done?
By mistake, he has done
2.3.
second chapter, third verse here.
Oh,
So
that's why I saw 2.3 over there.
Just brief little on the third.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand. What chapter?
Chapter 1. So today we'll do this verse 3, 4, 5 and 6 therefore. Okay? So 1.3. Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata. Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata. Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Shishyena Dhimata. Tava
Pashyaitam Panduputranam
Pashyaitam Panduputranam
Acharya Mahatim Chamum
Acharya Mahatim Chamum
Vyudam Drupada Putrena
Vyudham Drupada Putrena
Tava Shishyena Dhimata
Tava Shishyena Dhimata Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata
Pasyatam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Dutta Putrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata
Mataji.
Pashyaitam
Pashyaitam Panduputranam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Drudam Tava Shishyena Dhimata. Pashya, behold. Etam, this. Pandu Putranam, of the sons of Pandu. Acharya, O teacher. Mahatim, great. Chamum, military force. Vyudham, arranged. Drupada Putrena, by the son of Drupada. Tava, your. Shishyena, disciple. Dhimata, very intelligent. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada. Please repeat. O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada. Purport. Duryodhana, a great diplomat, wanted to point out the defects of Dronacharya, the great Brahmana commander-in-chief. Dronacharya had some political quarrel with King Drupada, the father of Draupadi, who was Arjuna's wife. As a result of this quarrel, Drupada performed a great sacrifice by which he received the benediction of having a son who would be able to kill Dronacharya. Dronacharya knew this perfectly well, and yet, as a liberal Brahmana, he did not hesitate to impart all his military secrets when the son of Drupada, Drishtadyumna, was entrusted to him for military education. Now on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Drishtadyumna took the side of the Pandavas, and it was he who arranged for the military phalanx, after having learned the art from Dronacharya. Duryodhana pointed out this mistake of Dronacharya's so that he might be alert and uncompromising in the fighting. By this, he wanted to point out also that he should not be similarly lenient in battle against the Pandavas, who were also Dronacharya's affectionate students. Arjuna especially was his most affectionate and brilliant student. Duryodhana also warned that such leniency in the fight would lead to defeat. So we speak a little bit on this verse and then we'll proceed to the next verse. So as you can see here, this verse Duryodhana is seeing the army in front of him, and he can see there the commander in chief on the Pandava side, who has arranged the military force. And he's pointing out to Dronacharya. Duryodhana is pointing out to Dronacharya that this army has been put in place by your disciple, by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada, Drishtadyumna. And it is said here also that Drupada and Dronacharya, they had some political fight. And because of this fight, Dronacharya had performed a great sacrifice by which he could get a son who would be able to kill Dronacharya. And eventually, Dronacharya sends his son Drishtadyumna to, King Drupad sends his son Drishtadyumna to Dronacharya to be educated in military affairs. And we can see here, being a liberal Brahmana, Dronacharya, he imparts all military secrets to Drishtadyumna, knowing very well that this person, Drishtadyumna, the son of Drupada, will one day kill himself, kill Dronacharya. So we can see from this the kind of principles that were available in those Vedic days. Knowing well that somebody is going to kill me, I gave him all the secrets. Would you do that? I won't. I wouldn't. Just in simple affairs, when you know somebody has something, we like, oh, no, don't go to him, don't tell him this, don't do that. But here, Dronacharya is imparting all his military secrets to Drishtadyumna, who in fact is going to kill him. So this is a principle. Just like in the war, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, we can see that how much they follow these principles. There's a time when to start the battle. There's a time when to stop. There's a way, there are principles to follow in the fight. Not like today's fights you have, anybody can use any amount of force against any other person. The bottom line is I should win, by hook or by crook. This was not the case then. Principles were first and foremost. Very important principles. In this, it's in Hindi. Pran na jaye par vachan na jaye. In those days, pran na jaye par vachan na jaye. I'm ready to lose my life, but I will keep up my word. Words were so important that the person was ready to give up his life. So in this case, Dronacharya is a liberal Brahmana. And despite knowing the fact that Drishtadyumna is going to kill him, he was born to kill him. A great sacrifice was performed specifically to be able to kill him, because Dronacharya is he's a very powerful person. He's a guru in the military education. So it's not easy to kill him. So Duryodhana is pointing out this mistake of Dronacharya of having taken him as a student and giving him all the necessary skills to be able to fight. And he's telling him also that on the other side, there are your very affectionate students, and Arjuna being one, his most affectionate and brilliant student was on the other side. So, in a way, he's saying, Dronacharya, you be careful. You don't be lenient in the fight. You be very, very principle-based as you were in the case of giving your skills, your military secrets to Drishtadyumna. In the same way, you be principle-wise based, given that Arjuna and other Pandavas, they are on the other side. Despite the fact that they are your affectionate students. So he's just cautioning him in this point. So this is a bit on this verse. So can you proceed to text?
I don't know what lenient means.
Lenient means to be subjective, like
Objective.
yeah, not being objective. Okay, like if I'm a judge in court, and my son comes in as a person who has committed some sin, so I may be lenient towards him. This is my son, so yeah, influence. Yeah. So 1.4. So 4, 5, and 6, they are like not very small and not much purport. So what I'll do, I'll read them together as if one, and we won't repeat. You want to repeat? So just
Even 7th is very small.
yeah. So 1.4 Atra Shura Maheshvasha Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhanu Viratascha Drupadascha Maharatha Drishtaketushchati Chekitana Kashirajascha Viryavan Purujit Kuntibojascha Saibhyascha Narapungava Yuddhamanyuscha Vikranta Uttamojascha Viryavan Sobhadro Drupadeyascha Sarva eva Maharatha. Translation. Here in this army are many heroic bowmen equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna. Great fighters like Yuyudhana, Virata and Drupada. Purport. Even though Drishtadyumna was not a very important obstacle in the face of Dronacharya's very great power in the military art, there were many others who were causes of fear. They are mentioned by Duryodhana as great stumbling blocks on the path of victory, because each and every one of them was as formidable as Bhima and Arjuna. He knew the strength of Bhima and Arjuna, and thus he compared the others with them. There are also, 1.5, there are also great, heroic, powerful fighters like Drishtaketu, Chekitana, Kashiraja, Purujit, Kuntibhoja, and Shaibhya. There are the mighty Yuddhamanyu, the very powerful Uttamoja, the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. So as you can see, there's not much in this in these 3 verses, but Srila Prabhupada was such a genius that even in something where you see there's not much to say, he had so much to say. He could turn things in a way. Bottom line was preaching. Bottom line was to get people to get the knowledge of Krishna consciousness. That was his quality as a genius. So when I was for the first time reading Bhagavad-Gita, and I saw all these names, and they are so difficult to pronounce sometimes, and they are quite odd, not common names. And I was putting myself the question, what is the use of carrying forward for 5,000 years all these difficult names? Just the names of these persons. What is the use? So I was just speculating, maybe they keep these names to make the Mahabharata look real. Because the Mahabharata war is imagination, right? No. Many people say it is imagination. It's not real. It's not history. It's mythology. No. So our thinking, they just keep these names to make it look real. But later on I could realize through Prabhupada's books and his teachings that this is very real. Not like people say Kurukshetra is a field and the horses are senses and so many like speculations which are not true. It's there. Kurukshetra is there.
Yes.
So you can go and visit and see all these things, and many other things are there. Yeah. And nowadays more and more all these archaeologists are finding more of these findings. So it's not fictitious. And like the other day, Keshidananda Prabhu was very beautifully pointing out, even if it were imagination, that person who imagined this must be very brilliant. This Mahabharata is so many millions of verses and so deep meanings in these verses. Each and every single verse you take, there's so much of meaning and very deep. So this is not imagination. So Prabhupada explains what is the purpose of these names here. He says that whatever is connected with Krishna is also Krishna. Anything that is connected with Krishna is also Krishna. So therefore it has its spiritual value, spiritual importance. It is not, it is very important for us. So there is this connection with Krishna. When it's connected with Krishna, therefore it has spiritual value. Like for example, this microphone, is it material or spiritual? It is both, material and spiritual. And somebody can say, oh, how can something be both? When the two are opposite, material is opposite to spiritual. How can it be both? So this same mic which is being used in the service of Krishna, propagating Krishna consciousness, bringing this Vedic information to people, to the world, it is in the service of Krishna. And as such, being used in the service of Krishna, it is spiritual. It becomes spiritual. And the same mic which is being used in the pub, in the disco, where it's being used for sense gratification, it is not spiritual. It is certainly material. So it's a question of consciousness. It's a question of consciousness. If it is used in the service of Krishna, it is spiritual. Just like our lives. If we spend our life in the service of Krishna, we are on the spiritual path. And we are spending our time in sense gratification, we are on the material platform. Same thing. So, just like a person in the lives of devotees and non-devotees, if you see, the activities performed by a devotee and the activities performed by a non-devotee, they look similar. They look similar. A devotee goes to work, a non-devotee goes to work, goes to the office, brings back a salary at the end of the month, spends his money in raising his family. The devotee also does the same thing. But when the devotee is going to work, he's thinking, I'm going to work for Krishna. I'm going to get my salary at the end of the month and I'm going to use it for Krishna. Spending it in his children, raising his children in Krishna consciousness. Buying vegetables and offering to Krishna and serving prasadam to his family. This is Krishna consciousness. But the non-devotee is going to buy food and eat, not offer to Krishna. So the activity is the same, going to work, coming back, bringing the salary, raising children. They look similar, but they are so much different. And when the devotee children growing as Krishna conscious persons, is a whole world of a difference. We know of so many parents who complain about their children going astray and not being able to control them. So difficult situations parents face. So this is Yukta Vairagya. That is connection with Krishna. Krishna Sambandha. This connection with Krishna. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe. Yukta Vairagyam Uchyati. Yukta Vairagya means to use anything and everything in the service of Krishna. This philosophy of Yukta Vairagya, Srila Prabhupada is a personification, we can say, of Yukta Vairagya. He used everything and everything in the service of Krishna. Like before he went to America, he already knew in his head, that America is a country where there is opulence. People are rich. There is opulence. It's a rich country. And if I can use this opulence in the service of Krishna, it's going to be great. And if Americans turn out to be devotees, it's going to impact the whole world. Because America is the leading country. People follow America. So Yukta Vairagya, connection with Krishna, putting everything in connection with Krishna. And in fact, we all know when he went to America, how these people, they took to Krishna consciousness so seriously, became very nice devotees. They were hippies in the beginning. They were hippies. So Prabhupada could churn out this materialism into spiritualism. Yukta Vairagya. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhi. Whatever is connected with Krishna is also Krishna. All these great heroes, they have connection with Krishna. Krishna was on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So this is the point which Srila Prabhupada is making. This Yukta Vairagya is very important. Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu gives this beautiful instruction. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagyam Uchyati. When a person is not attached to anything, but at the same time accepts everything in the service of Krishna, he is properly situated above possessiveness. Like a sannyasi doesn't possess, he has no bank account, no money. But still, he cannot say, oh no, you're giving me 10 million rupees. No, I don't use money, I don't have bank account. What I do with money, I'm a renounced person. No. He can use the money in Krishna consciousness, in pushing forward the Krishna conscious movement. Yukta Vairagya. So anything that has a connection with Krishna is spiritual, is also Krishna. So the next point, so this is about the connection with Krishna, Krishna Sambandhi. The other point which Srila Prabhupada pulls out from this verse is, we can see all these great heroes. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada could create these great heroes in ISKCON. Yes, the other day we had Yamuna Devi Mataji, such a selfless person who has been serving Srila Prabhupada so selflessly. And many other great heroes. Bhakti Tirtha Swami, he was a international lawyer. You can say, how can you use international law for Krishna consciousness. How can you use international law? What has to do with Krishna consciousness? But yet he could use this to approach those state leaders and bring them to Krishna consciousness. He was the consultant for many kings in Africa. Nelson Mandela, for example, he was consultant for him. You have many others. But yeah, he was. He was, yes. Yeah. Magistrate. Yeah. Yeah. Swarup Damodar Swami, he was a scientist. Why is science to do? What has science to do with religion? But he was the one who created, maybe not created, but then he brought closer science and religion. So many books he has written and so much work he has done in this bringing closer scientists to religion. You know, this is Yukta Vairagya, using whatever we have in the service of Krishna. Everything and anything can be used in the service of Krishna. You only have to know how to do it. That's Yukta Vairagya. Yeah, I was coming to the point where these great heroes, like King Drupada, he was a king. And he was on the battlefield. Do we see this in today's fights? When America is fighting Iraq, you see the President of America and the President of Iraq on the battlefield, ready to fight? We don't see that. We don't see this. Where are they? They're in the back. The poor soldiers are dying there. They're in the back. They're doing remote control. They're in a safe place. They are looking at the charts and this. We move these, so many soldiers here, this here. When this die, we use this. This is the. But here, what is being pointed out, that these great heroes, they were on the battlefield themselves, ready to fight. Ready to fight. And in Srimad Bhagavatam chapter 9 of Canto 1, there is a beautiful instruction by Bhishma Dev to King Yudhishthir. He points out how his kingdom should be ruled. How he should rule the kingdom, basically. Yeah. What are the principles? A king, though the king, or in our case here the president or the prime minister, should be trained before being a president or prime minister. And one of the main functions of such a leader is that he should be ready to take the population towards salvation. It's one of the main functions of a king. To drive the population towards salvation. Take them towards self-realization. The whole machinery was so made as to drive people towards self-realization. They were trained. And the people who were like tapasvis, they were respected and they're given proper service in the country. Not like today, in the material world, tapasvis, Vaishnavas, devotees, the government doesn't recognize them as being important people in the community, you know. But in those days, they were the consultants of the government. And the poor people were given shelter. The widows were given shelter. The animals were given shelter. Today we can see so much of cow slaughter being perpetrated in the world, which is the cause of many of the problems in the world. And in those days, in the days of King Yudhishthir, the demigods would collaborate with the king to provide all the opulence needed. So there was so much milk available, cotton, silk, minerals, metals, jewels. So there was abundance. Now there's scarcity. And in those days, in that instructions, it's mentioned that the tax was 25%. And people were ready to give, to part away with that 25% of their income. They were ready to do that. Why? Because they were happy. They were getting everything. They were safe. They were protected. So where's the problem in giving? And if I know my 25% of my income is going to be used in Krishna consciousness, why not? I can give even more. But today the leaders have to struggle. They have to impose tax on people, and they don't want. People are poor. There's no opulence. There's scarcity. So Srila Prabhupada points out that monarchy or dictatorship is welcome. If you say today in this present political situation that monarchy or dictatorship is welcome, you can say it. People will shoot you. What is this? Dictators are welcome? Because their perception of dictators are those people like Stalin, like those who are killing people. Once you are not according to what they want, you are killed. You know? Not that kind of dictator. A dictator of the kind of Yudhishthira Maharaj is most welcome, who is working, who performs sacrifice, great sacrifice, for the benefit of the praja, of the people. That kind of dictator is most welcome. Most welcome. Who's going to like push people towards salvation. It's most welcome. Then there is no need for government by the people, for the people. No need. Like Srila Prabhupada says, this democracy is demon crazy. What is this democracy? People are voting, they don't even understand much. And sometimes the votes are bought. You know? So what is the value of these votes? And Prabhupada says, where one rascal votes another rascal. So small rascals, they vote the big rascals to be sitting in the post. You know? So these are the instructions of Bhishma Pitamaha to King Yudhishthira. He gives the directives how a government should be ruled. Yeah, so these big heroes, they were on the battlefield themselves, ready to fight. And the word which is mentioned here is Maharatha. Maharatha, Drupadascha Maharatha. Maharatha was those, they were very strong, powerful fighters who could fight 1,000 charioteers single-handed. That kind of strong they were, these leaders in fighting. So similarly in our ISKCON we have Maharathas. We pointed out, no? So many Maharathas. So many of them. In fact, when Srila Prabhupada went to America, he was saying that if I can create only one devotee, if I can create, that would be the success of my mission. That is enough for me. Because we don't need many in this field of spirituality. We don't need many. How many Prabhupads we have? One. And he has turned the world upside down. He has created a revolution in the world, in the whole world. And it's so short a lifespan. 12 years in America, and so much he has done that sometimes we think, how could he possibly do this? I'm reading the letters which they put in front of Prabhupada here, so many of these letters every day, and I can note, somebody writes to him on a day, and a week or two later, he's replying them, personally. So many letters, personally, writing them. And in those days, there was no email and internet. It was very slow to write a letter. By the time you send it and you get a reply, it takes a month.
Himself has to type
Yeah.
all the letters.
And then we had not sophisticated word, software and all this, so difficult, and he was doing it personally. This is only letters. So similarly, you have temples built, well, anyway, we all know, so much done. So he was saying, if I can create one devotee, that will be success of my mission. And he created so many Maharathas, we know. So, and now, these Maharathas are pushing forward the movement, Krishna consciousness movement. So it is our good luck that we are in contact direct with this second generation of these Maharathas. It's our good fortune. And it is our duty now to take whatever we can from them and give to others and continue this succession. So this is so beautiful and so powerful. And for someone to come and say, all this is imagination, it can show to what extent they are ignorant. They don't know what they are saying. To be able to judge something, you have to know it first. No? If I say this car is not good, I must at least drive the car, at least see the mechanics inside, and then I can say it's no good. But who has gone through all these books? We ourselves, as devotees, we have not gone through all those books. But they should be able to read and go into the depth and then say, yeah, it's no good. But they don't go into the details and they say, this is imagination. Okay, so I have nothing more to say. I think I have covered a little bit. If you have any questions, time also is, you have 10 minutes more. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer if I can. Otherwise, we have senior devotees present here. Yes, brother. Oh, yeah. Hare Krishna.
So as you are saying, if you make even one devotee, then life is success. So just like Prabhupada, he made so many devotees, and these devotees, they are making his devotees. So like this, the preaching is going on, and when we are preaching, and we see that everybody is coming and voluntarily they are doing the services. Whatever you tell them, okay, first you meet someone, you tell them you chant Hare Krishna. Not 16 rounds, but most of them they say you have to chant 16 rounds. Sometimes people go back, oh, 16 rounds is very heavy for us. So if you teach them, okay, you chant 1 round, 2 rounds, when you get a taste, automatically you will chant 16 rounds and read Bhagavad-Gita. So like this, we invite people, and when they come, they join and they experience the taste. What we are giving them is correct. We are not giving something which is not correct. Nothing that is demonic or something we are giving them. We are giving them something good. And people are mostly interested. We see now that millions and millions of devotees are there. From one devotee, so many millions of devotees. Just like the example Prabhupada gave, the banyan tree, the seed of banyan tree, then you plant and you see how it goes and how it's expanding. So similar way, this movement is expanding because everyone is preaching. Prabhupada said even a small Saraswati is preaching. Do you know Krishna? So like this, we have given support to Prabhupada, and we see that how we are expanding and how the things are being happening. So this is the thing we should always emphasize everyone. When I am preaching someone, I say that today I am preaching you, tomorrow you will preach someone else. So like this the movement will go on, and we'll, how many years, I mean 30 years in the movement, and 30 years I have made so many people and tell them so many, and so many people have done so many things. So we see, we appreciate whatever our Guru or whoever met us first gave the Bhagavad-Gita, and we came to movement and we see how the things are happening. So similar way we should understand what the in this sloka is saying, that everybody is Marathi. So we cannot say that you are not Marathi or is not Marathi. But
yes, everyone is Marathi.
Just to say that, oh, we are not Marathi, that we see that we are humble. Actually, what is the truth? Truth should be always spoken. So when we speak truth, then person who is, we are feeling that he should accept the truth.
Yeah.
No, I am not that much, this one, that one. This is not correct. You are also preaching, you also met so many people, you are in the movement for so many years,
Mhm.
and you are meeting people and preaching them. So you are also getting some benefit from that. And Krishna says, if one person bring one condition soul back from Godhead, I will liberate them, everybody.
Yes.
So already everyone is liberated. Sometimes we say that we should be pure devotee, we should chant properly, we shouldn't be inattentively. So many things we are doing. But when Krishna says that anybody who is chanting Hare Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, anybody chanting one time Hare Krishna is a Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, thank you very much for this, your intervention. It's very, very. I wanted to point out, you reminded me one thing, that this preaching movement is so powerful. Prabhupada says, Jare dekho, not Prabhupada quotes, Jare dekho, tare kaho, Krishna upadesh. You don't have to be a Maharatha yourself, as you say, to preach. Whoever you meet, just tell him about Krishna. That is, if you can do more, good. And on the other hand, we have so many books. Prabhupada said, you meet somebody for 15 minutes, how much you can preach to him? Just give me a book. And then there's so much more in the book. You know? So it's going to create a revolution. My books are time bombs, Prabhupada says. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Anything anybody else wants to say? Or questions? Mataji? No. Anything you want to say? No. Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So we'll end here. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai.
Am I allowed to say that I would like to actually teach?